What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shout. And as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, the original hot boy himself, Mr. YNT Turk. What up, though?
What's up with it, man?
Man, feeling good, feeling great in this thing, Turk. But hey, man, I got a friend and family member to the show off in the building, man. My big homie, trendsetter DJ Sis. What the hell's going on, Sis?
B-Hop, the number one podcast.
Yeah, hey,
man.
Sis.
You see them plaques?
Hey, we got to keep the plaques going, Sis. But I mean, we gonna get straight into it, though, man. I mean, Chosen Journey, Birthday Bash 2025, concert finale.
You know, it's funny, man, because a little over a year ago was when I made the announcement on this platform this is what we're doing.
Facts.
This Chosen Journey, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
Talk about the growth, but also talk to me about this concert and why it's imperative for everybody to be there following Birthday Bash.
Yeah, the growth is crazy, man. You know, started off, doing my thing with, affiliates, my brothers Drum and Cannon.
That's right.
Gangsta Girls movement and everything. And then, God called me and said, I need you to do this for a whole different purpose, man. And I need you to touch souls in a different way.
That's right.
And I thought it was going to be like a nonprofit and I was just going to do ministry work. And then he was like, nah, you're going to do what you've been doing. You're going to be trendsetter. You're going to do this. You're going to still be a DJ. You still got the relationships, make a radio show, touch people that may not be always inside the walls of the church. They need to, speak to them in a different way, and then got the opportunity to get it on Hot 107.9. Shout out Devin Steele.
What up, though, Dev?
Yeah, that thing took off. Then ended up getting the opportunity. Rolling Loud reached out to me. And, they was like, yo, we see what you're doing, man. Yo, let's bring this thing out to Rolling Loud. That was crazy. And then Sirius reached out to me and said, yo, let's put this on Hip Hop Nation.
Come on now.
All like secular mainstream platforms. The music is fire.
Exactly.
And that's why I brought Anike up here. Anike is one of the top streaming Christian hip hop artists, female Christian hip hop artists. Michelle Obama's playlist. Yeah, she's crazy. Sana Lecrae, man, she's going crazy.
Now. What up, Lecrae?
And she's one of the artists that'll be featured on the show. I mean, we're gonna get into Anike's story. I'm gonna let her speak, but and that's here we are, man. And then the opportunity came where Birthday Bash was coming up, and then Center Stage reached out to me.
My God.
And he said, yo, we saw what you were doing Rolling Loud. Why don't you bring this here? I'm like, whoa, God is working.
Overtime.
Say less.
Exactly.
And just being obedient and being a servant, man, but still authentic.
Exactly.
I'm still trendsetter, so it's not like nothing, changed up.
Come on
I
now.
just have a different commitment. Got baptized, got saved, and
that's right.
I move a little. I don't do the things that I used to do.
Exactly.
But I'm still a trendsetter. And then I said, all right, well, let me build it out. And then I wanted to put a strong arsenal of artists that represent Christian hip hop and are doing they making a wave.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And Anike is one of them. So many artists. I know we're gonna dive into it. And here we are, man. And then took it to 107.9. They said we want to completely support it and make it part of Birthday Bash weekend. So that's how I just knew, like, this is beyond me, man. I'm just a servant. I'm just a steward. And I'm just here to do the work, man. And it's touching people, like even yesterday, man, I had somebody reach out to me and said they in prison right now, and they listen to my show steadily every week to be discipled and get. I get that every day.
Yeah,
I get DMs and calls like that every day. Where they're changing their mind, they're changing their spirit, and they're moving differently, man. Especially in this time period, man. It's a lot of crashing out. You know what I mean? It's a lot of, you see what's happening, all the deaths and stuff. So just trying to, use the platform that I was, blessed to be a part of in hip hop and really, just try to infiltrate it with a different perspective, man.
Answer me this though, since being that you were in the belly of the beast of hip hop, man, and be able to go over into dang, see, I thought it was free. So answer me, because I was thinking, what is the different atmosphere?
I got you.
Is the atmosphere any different, or is it just the same?
What do you mean?
Like, well, on the hip hop side of things, like you were just saying, it could get physical. It might turn into a life or death situation. Are you still having to deal with that type of stuff on the gospel side?
Well, I wouldn't really say it's like a gospel. It's not a,
Well,
there is, it is, but like I'm just moving I move for the path of sense and what God blessed me to do. It's not really like a side or
Yeah.
I'm over here and I'm over here and I deal with this and I deal with that. No, there's no killing and crashing out. You know,
Praise God.
it's none of that. But it's competitive.
Yeah.
You know, it's still business.
How do you feel being able to organize it though? Because even though it's competitive, you bringing everybody together to an organizing the situation and elevating it at the same time.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Because you're still dealing with individuals. You still dealing with people that got their own brands.
Yeah.
You know, it just, man, I tell you, man, I'll be honest with you, man. I just let God lead.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's heavy sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like just organizing stuff and then, you know, getting people to buy in because, you know, I'm still considered kind of new.
Yeah.
On that side, so it's like, some people need to kind of see like if I was authentic or not, or so I'll get a slow response or something like that. But like I just, I don't really put it on like man or woman. I just try to move with grace.
Okay.
And know what the purpose was that I was being called for.
Nikkei, how did you hook up with Trendsetter Sense?
So I did an interview with him. I was like one of his first interviews on whenever he switched out. Yeah, and so that was really fire. That's how we got connected, and it's crazy too because even with that Don Cannon, like I'm connected with him over there. So like that's even dope,
that's right, because he produced all the crazy stuff.
So and he's doing crazy. Like he doing his own little podcast thing. Like he had a whole like setup now. So that's even dope seeing like that connection. But yeah, I think it's even dope for me seeing someone just be their authentic self and bring it over here because I feel like in Christian hip hop, sometimes people, because they came from privilege per se and no struggle, like they just expect, I'm just gonna pop off. Like, and over here we do have a privilege in terms of like you can get booked for a church that might have a built-in audience for like 3K people or whatever, and so you might just wake up to like thousands of dollars. And so I think it's really dope having him come in and be like, but we gotta build a sustainable fan base. Let's actually build something together. Let's grow together. And so I think it takes people to like lower their egos a little bit.
Come on now.
But if you're willing to do the work, 1-2 years, you can really like build something for real. And so I'm really dope that we got connected and just even what he's doing for the industry in general.
I'm with you on that.
So how do y'all stand out, like going into a hip hop forum, like a birthday bash, and y'all might get the same people who was at the birthday bash to come over where y'all at. How do y'all stay y'all authentic self and still entertain those people who came from the birthday bash?
You want to answer that?
Yeah, I think it's really just really being your authentic self, like as simple as that. Because I feel like that's what I've seen time and time again. Like, so with the Michelle Obama thing, like I wasn't like, oh snap, let me make something that like the president's family will like. Like I was just making my music, and then I didn't know like, oh, her team is like listening to the music, or even like I've been able to be in like Apple commercials and stuff like that. And so my normal self would be like, oh, nah, Apple ain't gonna use the music because, I'm talking about some Christian stuff. But then God has shown me, you just being yourself, like, it don't matter. I can put your music anywhere you want it to be. And so even that's a lesson that God's still teaching me to this day. Like, don't count yourself out just because you're talking about God. Like, people, if the music is good, the music is good, and they're gonna tap in. So I think the biggest thing is really, like, not switching up and not trying to read a person, but just, like, being who you would normally be if you were just talking to a regular human being. I think that type of stuff, like, attracts people and makes people like tapped in.
Yeah.
So answer me this though, working with Lecrae, I mean, that man is a legend and one of the founders of the Christian hip hop genre in the same breath.
Yeah.
What is it like working with that guy?
I mean, it's lit. Honestly, I think it's really fire just having a direct connection. Like, we just dropped a song called Send That.
Okay.
And for me, I think it's dope having someone who's walked the path, being able to share advice. I think I learned a lot because he be getting criticism back to back. And I'm like, dang, that sucks, bro. But then I'm like, all right, I know how to move. And so, but I think it's really dope. I think he tries his best. I think I see so many things differently, too, as I continue to grow. As I'm like, like, you got kids, you got a family. Oh, you got a business, you got your own career. And so like little things maybe that I may have like looked at like, oh man, you ain't doing this at the beginning of my career, and now I'm like, oh no, he doing a lot, he doing the best he can. And so it's really dope being connected.
I feel that. I mean, Trendsetter, how do you feel though, man? Because the growth that you've been experiencing over this last year has been tremendous. So I mean, what has that been like for you, seeing it go from 0 to 100 this doggone fast, sir?
I don't even feel like it's at 100, but I mean, I have seen the growth. Man, it's just like you keep doing the work, keep being obedient, keep serving, man. It's a selfless role.
Have there been any times to where, that Pinky Toe was thinking about dabbling back into hip hop all the way?
Nah, I'm full force this. I'm
Okay.
on fire for this.
Okay.
Yeah, nah. I just love where things are going. And I know that I've been called to do something, man. There's not even a thought about that.
Yeah.
It's just really, man, full force, fire.
What is your vision for yourself and the movement in the chosen journey?
I mean, it's just to really continue to be an olive branch, man, to continue to just touch people in a light that, you know, they may not have even seen before.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, like the responses that I get even to this point now, man, because the brand is expanding. And like I met somebody yesterday that was facing 25 years in prison.
My God.
And now he's a pastor. You know, and then now he goes and speaks at prisons, and they go touch the youth over there in Adamsville. Go and touch the youth. And you know, when I see stuff like that,
Yeah.
and how that affects so many people, it's like, all right, well, this is what I'm here to do. So,
Exactly.
And then, you know, on top of it, the music is so dope.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing 3 Anike songs every week.
Come on
you know?
now.
And you know, the music is fire. Like, sometimes we get caught up and we're going off of what we keep being fed and thinking that this is the standard for music. But
Yeah.
the music that we're playing and the music that artists like herself are delivering, and the No Big Deals and the Hovies and the John Keefs and the Lecrae's, the list goes
And
on
the
and on and
Fews.
on, and the one and my brother Few.
Yeah.
Man, like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
just did a song with 1K Few and Zaytoven and 1K
Ooh.
Peason. You
My
know,
God.
first day out the tomb.
Yeah.
I did a song with Hovey and Caleb Gordon, Rolling Loud freestyle. You
Ooh.
get what I'm saying?
Talk to me about that Rolling Loud experience, though, since, because I mean, to be able to get there on your own merit, doing something totally, you know, outside the box. What was that like for you?
That's crazy that you said that, because when I was doing what I was doing with the
Yeah.
whole Rhythm and Streets and all that, I
Yeah.
wasn't getting no call from Rolling Loud. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's funny, man. Brian Michael Cox
Yeah.
called me. That's who actually introduced me to Rodney Jerkins, and I pulled Rodney Jerkins in to do the Rolling Loud. And
Yeah.
Brian called me. He said, "Yo, since I want to tell you something," he said, "Do you understand that Rolling Loud blessed you with your own platform? Do you know how many labels don't have their own platform that are highlighting artists?"
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? And I had to
Exactly.
really think about that. He was like, "Yo, like, you know, he worked with JD. He was like, we not doing that." And I mean that in respectfully.
Yeah, of course.
You get what I'm saying? And like, I just started thinking about so many labels.
Yeah.
And you know, they gave me an hour.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Shout out Five Venoms, my man Troy Gunn.
So what you got to say about the older people who criticize gospel hip hop and, you know, their way of how gospel should be? Like, how do you deal with the controversy of that?
Coming from what point of view?
Older
From
black
an
folks.
older gospel, like
like,
how the
yeah,
music's
yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah.
versus like how y'all doing it now.
Yeah, I guess Anike could kind of answer that better than I could, because I don't really get that.
Okay.
Because I go strictly. My thing is next generation youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like just from what I'm doing, it's breaking a mold. And the music speaks for itself, and it's like you don't need. You know, it's so funny. I'll be like in certain environments, and it may not be like people that know anything about Christian hip hop or gospel rap, and they be like, "Wait, this Christian?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, you don't know the difference. The
Yeah.
beats are crazy, the lyrics they're crazy. You can't they swagged up.
So why do we call it Christian hip hop?
Because you know what, it doesn't you know what's funny, it don't have to be called that.
Yeah, that's what I
but
was saying, yeah.
it don't have to be called that, but the message they're delivering is they're giving God the praise, and they're feeding kingdom to you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, everything is a message. The vibration, your frequency goes high or low depending upon what you're receiving. You get what I'm saying? I was in the merch store this morning, and it was you know, we come from that.
Yeah.
But man, I started listening to them, and I was like, I kind of had to plug my ears up. I was like, whoa, you don't even know, like, if somebody want to be angry or get motivated, or they want to rob or something, what they gonna turn on? They're going to turn on something that's going to
Something
motivate you to do
music.
something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
So that's why I was saying, like, putting a name on it, like Christian hip hop, it make people who are
isolate
in the
them.
streets say, you know what, I don't want to deal with that.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's real music, I feel like me being a hip hop artist, and I'm
Yeah.
an ordained minister too. You know,
I ain't even know that, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, I'm still on the tour with the hot
Right,
boys right
Cash
now.
Money,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And you know, we doing it for 99, 2000, but my mindset and my whole movement, I'm married now and things of that nature. My whole lifestyle have changed. I don't go to the places and do the things that I used to do. My music have evolved, you know what I'm saying? People still know me from that, but the way I carry myself, my lifestyle is different. You know what I'm saying? So how you like separate lifestyle from the music, from hip hop and the gospel music, and still be accepted? You know what I'm saying? Because people be like, well, you over here, you over there. You know what I'm saying? But my lifestyle is different, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm living like what y'all speaking on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I just, you know, for me, I just practice what I preach.
Exactly.
I just move differently. Like, I'm not as much on the nightlife thing, but you catch me in Egypt.
Yeah.
You catch me in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
With my wife. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really, you know, I don't smoke no more. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
cut the drinking out.
Yeah.
And I'm committed.
Yeah.
So and then now my vibration is way higher.
Okay.
Than, you know, and so it's just living a life. I don't get caught up with like the category or what people say or what people do. I just, like I said, I focus on the assignment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anike, do old school Christians give you problems about bringing hip hop to their churches?
So for me, I feel like I've gotten to experience the beauty of things. So what I would say is like looking at the fruit. So when
Yeah.
you look at the fruit, I feel like on social media people be loud and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's not Christian, it's not Christian." But then I think in real life, when we face to face, I've seen people like I performed at one of my old manager's churches, and she said my dad's never stood up for anything in his life,
What?
and he stood up and he was dancing with the music. And
Okay,
so,
then.
like, I feel like when people see us in real life, like they legitimately feel the presence of God, and they're like, "Hey man, I was hating, but I can't even hate, bro."
Yeah.
Like they're like
Yeah.
looking, they're saying like, "I can't even get my youth to stand up. I can't even get my
Yeah.
teenager to dance." And so like I think they're seeing like, "Oh no, y'all know how to speak to the youth in a way that
Exactly.
I haven't been able to," and like what I've been
Exactly.
praying for. So it's like their hearts start changing and being like, "Oh man, like I was tearing this down, but this is like the answers to my prayers, low key."
Exactly.
So I think I've seen some hate, but I think also whenever you're just so authentic and you really
Yeah.
are who you say you are, like people begin to change and they're like, "Oh, like it's not like a front just to be famous or whatever.
feel
Like
you.
you really like trying to do something out here."
Exactly.
Trendsetter, how did the Christians react to you coming into the game, man, and you know sharing your platform with everybody to expand it and take it in a whole nother level?
Man, I got a lot of love.
Okay.
I caught a lot of love. I think some were like, wait, I caught some conversations
Yeah.
where they were like, what you really on? What you trying, like, where you, like I did catch a little bit of that, but I was just being humble and patient about it. And you know, my acceptance is not from man or woman.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but whatever God is calling me to do, that's who I'm here to please.
Exactly.
You feel me? So yeah, for like Anike pulled up.
Yeah.
My man No Big Deal pulled up. A lot of people pulled up and you know, embraced what I was doing. And yeah, you know, like I said, but I had some people that were like, they wanted to kind of see
Wait it
what
out,
was
see what's
I was
going on.
doing. But then after I like, you know, I think they would see. Then I started slowly getting more and more responses on things. So,
With the concert coming up, man.
yes, sir.
The Chosen Journey concert birthday bash finale, sir.
Yes, sir.
What do we need to be expecting from this thing, man?
It's a revival, man.
Ooh.
It's a revival. It's an experience, man.
Bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not only do we have these dope artists that are performing, and it's a high quality lineup.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna be praying.
Yeah.
We're gonna be serving altar calls. Like we're gonna have a prayer booth. I got a lot of vendors that are gonna be selling like merch, Christian merch, and stuff like that. You got your merch, don't you?
Hey, I got merch. You know, we can bring it. That ain't no problem.
Don't forget tithe now. Don't make sure y'all pay them tithe. Yeah.
It's just an experience, man, where you gonna feel the presence. You know, so even if you know you're not familiar with some of the artists, which are all very successful. You know what I mean? It's an experience, man. And like, if you need prayer, man, if you feeling heavy, you know, like, we're gonna be in the building, man. And it's a time. The time is now. It's a revival. That's why I just keep saying it. It's a revival. The time is now. It's an experience, man. And it's youthful. It's energy. It's family oriented. You know, and you know, it's an experience that, you know, you should really want to be a part of.
I got a partner named Dunk Speaks. I don't know if y'all familiar. He's Boosie cousin, and he used to be into hip hop. I'm talking about heavy.
Yeah.
And he changed his life completely.
Yeah, I seen, yeah.
And he always because he go around baptizing everybody that's gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just baptized Boosie's
his son, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he always say, man, come over here, man. I'm telling you, man, the money is better. Cause my thing, and I just got to be real, have always been, how am I going to provide for my
respectfully,
family?
yeah,
you know
respectfully.
What I'm saying? So people say, the money is better. You know, for the people that stuck, like, you know, over here because of that church, because I'm one of them. How do you let that go and say, you know what, man, I'm gonna go ahead and trust God, and I'm still gonna be able to provide for my family by giving my life completely to Christian rap versus, you know, gangster rap or party rap or whatever they call the rap over here. You know what I'm saying? How would you tell somebody to transition?
You just answered it. You said you let go and you put everything on God.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, scriptures say the birds never worried about God, how God was going to feed them. You get what I'm saying? So when you just commit, he got you. I just, like what I just said, when I was doing my Rhythm and Streets Trendsetter Sense thing, ain't no Rolling Loud called me. But when I did this, Rolling Loud called me. Center Stage called me and was like, yo, Hip Hop Nation, Sirius XM was the like, yo, people. You know what I mean? Like, it's mainstream platforms. You get what I'm saying? Prime time slots. You get me? So it was like, when you let go, he got you. No matter, and it's gonna be stormy. I'm not saying it's all easy. It ain't easy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's stormy. And you gotta have a lot of patience. But your commitment, what's your commitment to God, man? You know, and like, money is not my idol. You know, it's all about him. You get what I'm saying? So I put it on him, and he provides. And then I just let it keep growing. You know?
Trendsetter, you know, you got one of the greatest ears when it comes to music too,
Thank
sir.
you, bro. Appreciate that.
We're going to get some Chosen Journey music.
Yeah. I just been the couple little songs I did with Zaytoven and Few and one KP song, Radicals. Okay. And that was a teaser. And then the one with Hovey and Caleb, that was a teaser. Okay. Me and Zaytoven got one in the tuck already. Ooh. Yeah. And Few. And I gotta add some people that I know I'm gonna get you on something.
I'm like, you said aren't you working on a tape?
We here.
Hey,
she got heat.
Advertise the tape.
She got heat. Like, so that's in the tuck. Be on the lookout for that. Of course. Once this concert is out the way, then I'm going in music mode. So
he say he letting it pile up and grow, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be strategic with it, man.
You got to be
moving when God say move.
Exactly. Because I thought after Rolling Loud I was gonna do it, but then you know, so I was like, all right, let me get out the way.
But what if that was God say it's time to move? Because God worked through people, and we are the biggest podcast in the South. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it, man. I love it. It's time. So, you know, some of the legends, like one of my favorite artists, Yolanda Adams, you know what I'm saying? Open My Heart, stuff like that. Like, who do you want to work with, like, far as from that category that you haven't worked with yet?
I think Kirk Franklin. I think I want a Kirk Franklin record. That'd be really fire.
He gonna do that.
Even Yolanda. But yeah, Kurt, I think that's next on my list.
Kirk Turk. We need you over here.
Let's load it up, man.
I think that'll be great. Why Kirk?
I think I didn't realize so much of his story was similar to mine. So I was reading up. So actually, randomly, the Grammys did like an article on me, and they put Kirk in there. And they were sharing that he didn't go to the Grammys when he first got nominated because he was so worried about other people's opinions, and people were saying you ain't Christian enough. So then he didn't go, and he won. And he looks back now, and he's like, man, I let people steal my joy. And then I didn't even realize too, like, when I hear Kirk, I think that's gospel music, duh. But people were saying, oh, this ain't Christian. Oh, this this ain't Christian. Like, oh, you using beats that sound secular or sampling. And so I didn't realize he was getting all that heat. I thought that was just like a current generation thing. And so for me, I felt inspired to be like, nah, you about to let these people stop you from getting your Grammy? Stop you from...
Yeah.
And so I think his story even encouraged me to be like, oh no, like we're not listening to haters. Like if God told me to do something, I'm gonna do what he told me to do. And I really respect that of like being a trendsetter, and just being someone who's just unapologetic of like, man, God gave me a gift. Let me just use it and just forget what other people are saying online. Just keep moving, because like there's thousands, millions of people who are going to be transformed if you just kind of give your yes. So I think that's why I'd be inspired to like work with him.
That's crazy. So Kirk Franklin was the godfather of hip hop gospel.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I can't think of nobody else.
Yeah.
Well, not MC Hammer. We got to pray just to make it today. One of my favorite songs of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I still might pop that one in.
Yeah.
You know, but lastly, trendsetter. For the people that want to get down with the movement, man, how can they do that, sir?
For the Chosen Journey or the concert? Or
both.
Okay. Chosen Journey, talking about the platforms and all that? Yeah, man. I'm on Hot 107.9, Radio 1, every Sunday morning, man. Hip Hop Nation, Sirius XM, every Sunday. I call it Chosen Journey Sundays. And, you know, for the concert, June 22nd, we got No Big Deal, Miles Minnick, Anike, Childlike CC, John Keefe, Aaron Cole, Keon Boone, Swayze, and many more. Did I miss somebody?
Few.
My brother 1K Few.
1K Few. What up, RG?
What up, RG?
Yeah.
Shout out Reach Records too. Anike's label, Lecrae's label.
Okay.
They've been real supportive as well, man. Shout out everybody that's been rocking out, man. It's exciting, man. Like I said, it's a revival. Tickets, centerstage-atlanta.com.
Come on now.
Will this be a tour?
Well, there's always a beginning to something. There's always a beginning.
Because this look like a nice lineup.
It's a great.
Get your tickets.
These artists all got huge brands, man.
Exactly.
All of them.
I already know.
That is the beginning.
Come on.
We'll see, man. But maybe
We gonna
you spoke,
speak. We gonna
you
speak
spoke that in. This is what I'm talking
Amen.
about.
Amen.
It's the turk. I love it, man.
And I might be an opening act or something.
Let's go.
Hey, slide through, minister, slide through.
Exactly.
Man, speaking of that, man, but like a lot of OGs have reached out to me, like Bun B. He
Yeah.
fully supports
Come
everything I
on,
do.
man.
That's the big homie.
You know that's my OG.
Project Pat.
Come
You know
on,
what I'm saying?
Project Pat.
Yeah, so like you get what I'm saying?
I
Like,
believe we all, bro, like we're coming of age. Well, you know, we done seen so much, man, and man, B-Haji was talking about how the older cats and rap, how the music is not being indictment music no more. It's starting to be fun music again, you know what I'm saying? And the OGs, some of them are getting what they didn't get back in the days. It's like God is blessing us in a way, man, to where, you know, we thought we lost everything, but he giving it all back. And he's changing our hearts and our minds. So, you know, you never know where to lead up to, bro, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't lying, man. I'm there, but I didn't want to put no name on it. We just gonna call it God's work.
God's work.
Yeah.
Love it.
You got anything you want these people to know, sis?
Hey, you know, I'm dropping new music. Holy Girl Summer Tape coming soon.
Yeah.
And you can follow me online everywhere just at Anike, A-N-I-K-E. So, you know, you want to tap in with, like, what I'm up to, what Christian hip-hop look like, other women who are rapping, you know, for the Lord out here. So, yeah.
Y'all heard her. Get down with the movement. Be Her Radio Show. That trendsetter sis, Anike. Hot Boy Turk.
Go get them tickets.
We go.
Yeah.